In this training module, you will be taken through the basics of understanding ATC, Automatic Train Control, and ACSES, Advanced Civil Speed Enforcement System.
Hello and welcome to Train Sim
Let's
3.
enable enforcement of the ATC, ACSES, and alerter systems.
As you've already been guessed, that we're going to be taking a look at how ATC and access works. So let's follow the instructions. So we'll jump out the seat here, turn on ATC, turn on access, turn on the alerter. Jump back in the seat now. This is someone I've never been able to get hold of.
ATC and ACSES work together to relay signal aspects and speed restrictions to the equipment in the cab. You should always follow in-cab signaling, even if ATC enforcement is not enabled.
There we go.
Now that ATC and ACSES enforcement has been enabled, penalties may be applied if speed limits are violated or if system alarms are not properly acknowledged. Now, let's take a look at the in-cab equipment. All relevant information pertaining to ATC and ACSES will be displayed on the ADU, or Aspect Display Unit.
That's this guy in front of us.
Most of your information will be displayed in this ADU. The top section of the ADU displays signal conditions in the current signal block. The MAS, Maximum Authorized Speed, is shown further down. You should always adhere to this speed, even if ACSES enforcement is disabled. Let's get moving and see how ATC and ACSES enforce both signal speed limits and track speed limits.
Let's acknowledge. Let's release those brakes. As I say, this is something that I've always wanted to get my head around, so why don't you come on the journey with me? So let's get the train moving by applying some power. There we go, should get going now. And we're under 20 mile an hour maximum speed.
The ADU is currently displaying a clear aspect, meaning that you're able to proceed not exceeding the maximum authorized speed.
I'm already speeding. There we go, let's just get that back under control. There we go. Come on. There we go, back to 20.
Overspeeding may result in a penalty brake application. Always adhere to the maximum authorized speed. ACSES allows for operating up to 3 miles per hour over the maximum authorized speed. Any higher, and an alarm will sound. If this occurs, you have 8 seconds to reduce your speed before a penalty brake application. If the maximum authorized speed is exceeded by 6 miles per hour or more, an immediate penalty brake application will occur. To recover from a penalty brake application, move the brake handle into the suppression position and keep it there until at or below the maximum authorized speed. The train does not need to be stopped in order to recover from a penalty brake.
Okay. Shall we see if we can put this into practice? Let's go full power. We are maximised, authorised to maximum speed of 60. Just ease back slightly.
The next signal is displaying a less favorable aspect than clear. When passing this point, the cab's signal aspect on the ADU will change in order to conform. When the cab signal changes to a less favorable aspect, an alarm will sound that must be acknowledged. If exceeding the maximum authorized speed, move the brake handle into the suppression position and keep it there until at or below the required speed.
Okay. So I just put into practice there. where we exceeded the maximum speed, and it gave us an alert, and when we just sort of brought the speed back down to where we were permitted, so that seems to work. We're still at 60 for now. The bit I struggle with is where we start to come down, so I think it's just a case of it has to go into suppression. That was the bit I always didn't quite understand. So I want to put it in practice though. So if you enjoyed this video, why don't you hit that like button, and also subscribe if you're new here. It really does make a big difference. So the signalling itself has been majorly updated for the release of the Northeast Corridor, New York to Trenton, and also on the Boston to Providence route. So hopefully there won't be any reports by the community of getting stuck permanently stuck at red signals. So it should be much better now. We're just exiting the tunnel out of New York Penn here, where it looks like we're then going to be permitted to go up to 75 perhaps. So as we're still under 60, we're fine. See that there? But we had to acknowledge it. Just use a bit of dynamic brake to slow us down here. No, wrong one. I don't know what's going on. Okay. So I put us into suppression. What is going on with the colours here? And then once... I don't know if we got a... Doors are not open. Again, into suppression. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be acknowledging here. I'm just continually pressing the acknowledge button. I'm going to go via report of a stuck train. So I see. It's suppression. What am I supposed to be doing here? Stop at Syracuse. Do we... Do we move up? That train in front of us looks like it's cleared now. We'll speed up. We're permitted to do 45. And I guess we're going to roll in here.
The aspect has now changed to restricted. Not only must you operate at a reduced speed, but you are expected to drive by sight. Be prepared to stop if trains or other obstructions are seen ahead.
Oh. I guess that message should have come a little bit earlier. There we go. A little bit more speed just to get us to our stop marker. There's some funky lighting going on there. So we'll continue to roll into Syracuse. Don't think we've had a penalty break just yet, maybe? Just acknowledge that they're now unrestricted, so we're driving by sight. There we go. Unlock the doors as the ALP in New York, the NJT livery pulls away. Not got our lights on. Oh well. What do we do now? So I think I'm starting to get the hang of it, is that as soon as you get a maximum authorization speed where it reduces from the current speed, it's an application of the brakes into suppression immediately, and acknowledgement of that. And then as soon as you hit into restricted, you're driving by sight rather than...
Operate to the next station. As always, pay close attention to the maximum authorized speed and cab signal on the ADU.
Okay. So, for us, we're at approach medium and maximum authorized speed of 45. Just going up to 60. So let's keep the application of the speed on, or the power on. And hopefully it will give us some adverse signals. We're up to 90 now. Or adverse. You can see the maximum speed is starting to drop now, so let's just come off the power there. I'm not braking yet. We'll acknowledge into suppression. Now we can release off. We're under cab signals. Oh. It's stopped us there, and I don't know why. Keep it in suppression a minute, see if it will take. There we go, cleared itself. So did I miss I think I may have missed applying the or acknowledging, perhaps. I thought I pressed it. Well, there you go. There's how not to drive it. Let's see if we can master this. Let's get back up to speed a second. Hopefully it will give us... Hopefully it will give us another opportunity to try that again and see if we can actually do it right this time. Okay, so it's starting to come back down again. Straight into suppression. So we can come off. I'm not entirely sure how I managed it. I just pressed Q a lot. We didn't get tripped up there, which was a start. So I think what I just got there was that this started to come down. It was acknowledge it, put it into suppression, into suppression again. So as long as you acknowledge and put it into suppression and then start to release off as you come down towards the maximum authorized speed, you're not going to get tripped up as I just did a very few minutes ago. So we are currently driving on by sight as we've got restricted. Let's see, we've got well, a pair of yellows and a pair of greens. They haven't taught us what that means yet. So up to 30. Let's get back up to 30 if we can. As we approach into Newark. Straight into suppression. So it's get down close to 20, then acknowledge, and then you can release. I think that's what it's telling me. Well, I think that's at least what I'm doing, and it doesn't hate us for that. It certainly doesn't apply to emergency brakes as we saw just a minute ago. If anyone has got some great tips, why don't you let me know in the comments down below? I really would appreciate it. So as we come into Newark, we'll just hit our stop marker. It certainly has been a really sort of a difficult one to master the ATC and ACSES. Right, as we come up to our stop marker. Come on. Start to put it into suppression. Should stop us pretty spot on, I think. Yeah, happy with that. That'll do. Oh, don't want to contact a signal. We'll load our passengers. Why not? We'll do that as a thumbnail. I'm sure if you're seeing this, you know where it's been taken. Oh, we've got another ACS coming in beside us there. That's pretty cool. They're going to stop next to us, I think. Well, I think this is our new thumbnail now.
That covers the basics of the ATC and ACSES safety systems.
Maybe.
You can always replay this training module if you need a refresher on these topics.
I think I certainly will do. Hopefully you've enjoyed this one and you've got a lot from the ATC and ACSES introduction. As I say, let me know in the comments down below if you've got any good tips, because I clearly didn't master it this time round. But I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.